Companies Act Section 181. Company contributions to bona fide and charitable funds. Corporate social responsibility, CSR, and philanthropic activities have become increasingly important in modern business environments. Companies are expected not only to generate profits but also to contribute positively to society by supporting charitable, social welfare, and public interest initiatives. Recognizing the need for corporate involvement in social development, Section 181 of the Companies Act provides a legal framework that governs corporate contributions to bona fide and charitable funds. This section outlines the conditions under which a company, through its board of directors, may make financial contributions to charitable and other funds. Additionally, it establishes a regulatory safeguard by requiring shareholder approval if the contribution exceeds a specified financial threshold. This provision ensures that while companies have the flexibility to support philanthropic causes, their financial contributions remain within reasonable limits and are subject to oversight. It prevents potential misuse of corporate funds under the guise of charitable contributions while promoting transparency and accountability in financial decision-making. The primary objectives of Section 181 are as follows: to empower companies to contribute to charitable and social welfare causes. To ensure financial prudence in corporate donations by setting a reasonable limit. To promote transparency and accountability in corporate contributions. To involve shareholders in significant financial decisions related to philanthropy. This section applies to all companies incorporated under the Companies Act, whether public or private, provided they engage in charitable giving as part of their corporate policies. To authority of the Board of Directors to make contributions. 2.1 General powers of the Board. The Board of Directors of a company is vested with the authority to approve contributions to charitable and other funds. This means that the decision to make donations or financial contributions for philanthropic or social welfare activities primarily rests with the Board, provided it is within the prescribed financial limits established by law. 2.2 Purpose of allowing corporate contributions. Companies are permitted to contribute to causes that serve the public good, including but not limited to education initiatives, donations to schools, universities, scholarship programs, and literacy campaigns. Healthcare support, contributions to hospitals, medical research institutions, vaccination drives, and healthcare assistance programs. Disaster relief and humanitarian aid, financial aid and support during natural disasters such as floods, earthquakes, pandemics, and other emergencies. Poverty alleviation programs, support for food banks, housing projects, employment creation initiatives, and welfare organizations. Environmental conservation efforts, contributions to climate change mitigation, afforestation, pollution control, wildlife conservation, and sustainability projects. Scientific research and innovation, funding for technological advancements, medical breakthroughs, and other scientific endeavors that benefit society. Arts, culture, and heritage preservation, support for museums, cultural programs, and initiatives aimed at preserving national heritage and historical landmarks. By permitting such contributions, Section 181 facilitates corporate participation in nation-building and social welfare programs, reinforcing the role of businesses as responsible corporate citizens. 3. Requirement for prior shareholder approval for larger contributions. 3.1 Financial threshold for mandatory shareholder approval. While the Board of Directors has the authority to approve charitable contributions, there is a financial limit beyond which shareholder approval becomes mandatory. According to Section 181, if the total amount of contributions in a single financial year exceeds 5% of the company's average net profits for the 3 immediately preceding financial years, then prior approval must be obtained from shareholders in a general meeting. 3.2 Rationale behind shareholder approval. The requirement for shareholder approval in such cases ensures 1. Transparency and accountability. Large financial contributions must be justified and approved by those with a vested interest in the company's financial well-being. 2. Protection of shareholder interests. Since charitable contributions involve the allocation of company resources, shareholders must have a say in decisions that may impact profitability and financial stability. 3. Prevention of financial mismanagement. Ensures that charitable contributions do not become a tool for diverting corporate funds for personal or unauthorized purposes. 3.3 Process for obtaining shareholder approval. If a company's charitable contributions exceed the prescribed limit, the following steps must be followed. 1. Board resolution. The board of directors must pass a resolution proposing the contribution amount and its intended purpose. 2. General meeting notice. A notice must be sent to shareholders outlining the details of the proposed contribution, including the recipient, amount, and expected benefits. 3. Approval via shareholder vote. The proposal is discussed and put to a vote during the general meeting. A simple majority is usually required to approve the contribution. 4. Implementation and record keeping. Once approved, the contribution is made, and appropriate records are maintained for audit and compliance purposes. By adhering to these steps, companies ensure that large-scale charitable donations are made in a responsible and transparent manner. 4. Compliance, governance, and best practices. 4.1 Ensuring legal and regulatory compliance. Companies making contributions under Section 181 must ensure compliance with the Companies Act, ensuring all charitable contributions adhere to legal requirements. Tax regulations, verifying whether the contribution qualifies for tax deductions under applicable tax laws. Corporate governance guidelines, following best practices in decision-making, financial disclosures, and documentation. 4.2 Record keeping and financial transparency. It is essential for companies to maintain proper records of all charitable contributions, including details of the recipient organization, example, name, registration details, and nature of charitable activities. Amount contributed and purpose of the donation. Board resolutions and approvals related to the contribution. Shareholder meeting minutes, if approval was required. Proof of utilization, example, reports or acknowledgements from the recipient entity. 4.3 Best practices for corporate philanthropy. To maximize the impact of corporate contributions while ensuring compliance, companies should 1. Develop a corporate social responsibility (CSR) policy. Clearly outline the company's approach to philanthropy, including preferred causes, contribution limits, and governance mechanisms. 2. Conduct due diligence on recipients. Verify the legitimacy and reputation of the organizations receiving donations to prevent fraud or misuse of funds. 3. Align contributions with business objectives. Ensure that charitable giving is consistent with the company's long-term vision and values. 4. Engage stakeholders. Involve employees, customers, and investors in philanthropic initiatives to enhance corporate reputation and community impact. 5. Measure and report impact. Regularly assess the effectiveness of contributions and disclose impact reports in annual filings and CSR reports. For more details, contact us.